According to Speed Sport magazine, racing veteran David Steele was killed when he was tangled with lap traffic and crashed his number 33 car. He was driving in the Southern Sprint Car Shootout Series event. The DeSoto Speedway is located on State Road 64 in Bradenton.
Now, we looked into this case. The suspect's name is Thomas Elliott Stanford. He's 40 years old, from Virginia City, Mississippi. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi has been looking for him for a few days. The victim, Jerry Kirkendall, was last seen on March 3rd on store security video. He was strangled to death, according to police, and placed in a non-working freezer of his rental home.
Police have identified the victim, who didn't survive, as 13-year-old Rami Pierre Luis. The teenager and a friend fell 50 feet from a 3-story apartment building on Friday night. Police say the teens may have been trying to jump from building to building. The second teenager suffered injuries to his pelvis and is currently recovering in the hospital. At last check, he was in critical condition. One person is dead, another wounded after a shooting on the famous Las Vegas Strip. The gunman barricaded himself inside a bus shortly after opening fire near the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Casino. Police were engaged in a standoff with the suspect all afternoon, forcing officers to shut down a busy area in the heart of the city. The gunman eventually surrendered peacefully. No word yet on the suspect's motive.
Multiple arrests being made at a pro-Trump rally in Southern California. It got ugly. Violence erupting at the event as fights broke out, fists flying between Trump supporters and anti-Trump supporters. It gets pretty ugly. One person reportedly pepper sprayed, another person punched in the face, and you can see it all going down there. This rally was part of a series of pro-Trump events held nationwide, so apparently some protesters showed up and got nasty. The president showing his appreciation with this tweet, quote, "Thank you for all of the Trump rallies today. Amazing support. We will all make America great again."
Sorry, you're a homophobe. My bad, dude. Sorry you don't like teachers because they are who they are. Yeah.
Hey, keep begging him on. I got a video.
Yeah.
Second thing.
You're a homophobe. Yeah, right? They're cute, aren't they? They're cute. They're cute as shit. Let's go. Don't push me! Fuck you, bro. Fuck you, bro. You fucking woman hater. You fucking woman, you pussy. You fucking pussy. You're off the fucking field. Bitch. Hey, bro, is this your phone? Give me a spray. What happened? Your wife's pussy smells. Fuck white supremacy! Fuck white supremacy! Fuck white supremacy! That's
They weren't just there to support the president and his policies. This grassroots group called Northwest Trump Alliance for Change showed up in Oregon's capital city Saturday to demonstrate in support of first responders and those in the military.
These are people that are patriots, and we're here to express our patriotism for the United States of America.
Organizers wanted a non-violent event aimed at making America great again. The gathering also hosted a food drive for the Marion Polk County Food Share program, but just an hour before Trump supporters planned to start their event,
No hate, no fear.
immigrants are welcome here. Demonstrators opposing the president and his policies showed up, calling themselves Salem Stands for Love.
The 25th of March was marked by marches in support to President Donald Trump in at least 40 cities nationwide. In Philadelphia, the group of Trump's admirers gathered at the Independence Square.
I'm here and I voted for him, so that's all that matters to me. I think people show up, that's great, you know what I mean? All the support, the better, you know? This country's got to start going another way, because the way it's been going is not good. You know, we're not going to have a country too much longer if it keeps going the way it's going.
What we need is to have our voice heard, to hear that we want him to hold up to his campaign promises. That's what we're looking for, and our voice is going to do that because the Congress and the Senate are not supporting him right now.
Across the street, another group, mostly dressed in black and with their faces covered, protested against the American president, accusing him of being a racist. They shouted slogans while burning the American flag and posters. A number of anti-Trump protesters were arrested.
If we don't take care of America first,
I like to look at it this way. How many of you heard
All the gay community could say is, love Trump's hate, love Trump's hate. And they said, oh, no, Islam and gays unite against hate. I mean, give me a break.
we got Donald Trump as our president. I love this country, I love the people in this country, and we have to.
Talking about children of the United States, of the world, that are being molested. Right here in D.C. Right here in D.C. and around the world. It's a tool. It touches almost every family on the face of this earth. How many girls are missing in D.C. this month? Hundreds. But until LL Cool J tweets it out, nobody does anything.
Right now, that's a good question.
On one side, a few dozen people draped in American flags carried signs in support of President Trump.
USA! USA!
On the other side, a smaller crowd with flags from the former communist Soviet Union mocked Trump's Make America Great Again slogan with poetry.
An America that was greater than in the better days of old.
Trump supporters organized their rally on Facebook as a way, they said, to honor veterans, first responders, and the president.
So, what do you consider the biggest accomplishment so far of President Trump?
What's the biggest accomplishment? I think I know the travel ban didn't go well, but, you know, we're hoping that will eventually.
What do you think about what happened yesterday in the healthcare bill? I have no comment on that. I can't comment on that. I choose not to because that fight is not over.
Trump opponents reveled in the Republican healthcare bill's defeat.
If you go across the border to Canada, okay, they're not having this kind of debate in Washington about who should not have health care.
As the two groups marched out of the North End, police worked to keep them separated, and bystanders snapped pictures. When they got to Boston Common, the taunts continued.
Russia, huh? Russia. Yeah. Communism, right? You're damn right. Didn't work out. Didn't work out for you. Bullshit. Mr. Trump!
Now, this was in Huntington Beach. A march involved about 2,000 Trump supporters. They came face to face with several dozen demonstrators. And this is what happened. Police say a woman was punched in the face by a man, and an anti-Trump protester was pepper sprayed. At least 3 people were arrested, and at least 1 person needed medical attention. There was also violence at a pro-Trump rally in Salem, Oregon. Police say an anarchist group interrupted the demonstration over and over again. At least 1 person was arrested there.
Logan, Susan, despite the violence and at times chaos, Trump supporters called today's rally a success. At least 4 arrested and facing felony charges after several beach brawls break out in Huntington Beach. Skyfox overhead capturing the moments where a Make America Great Again rally turned violent.
They maced her. I thought it was fine. Please give me milk and baking soda. Please help me.
Jennifer Sterling is one of the event organizers. In this video obtained by Fox 11, you can see her trying to break up a heated argument between Trump supporters and protesters. The violence just moments after Sterling called for a peaceful march on stage, where hundreds of Trump supporters from across Southern California were hoping to share their message.
I'm 64 years old. I've never been to a protest or a march or a supporting function like this, so I'm really proud to be here.
Next to him, World War II veteran Jack Stetzinger.
Trying to unite the country again.
What do you see happening?
Oh, the country is falling apart right now.
Shortly after that statement, the peaceful march and rally turned to this. And caught up in the mix was first-time rally goer Norm Hainlin.
Next thing I know, I'm feeling somebody tugging on my flag. All I did was turn around to see who was tugging on it, and he punched me right in the face. Flat in the face, no, just cold cocked me.
So I asked protest organizers. And what's your reaction to it turning violent?
It was very sad. We were certainly surrounded, and I certainly didn't see what's going on, but that's certainly not what we were hoping for.
Meanwhile, despite the violence, Jennifer Sterling and the other Trump supporters still call the march a success.
We weren't surprised that they had a few little knuckleheads show up. We expected that.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. the good outweighs the bad. And so that's my focus.
And I just spoke with police moments ago. They did detain 6 people total, 4 of which are facing several felony charges at this hour, including illegal use of pepper spray.
Rada Rebus was initially on paid administrative leave. Then on Thursday, the chief here at Bartow Police Department issued her pink slip. When Officer Christina Rebus' comments on Facebook came to light, outrage. Many in the community calling for her to resign or be fired. The latter happened on Thursday, so you might think her termination would calm frayed nerves. Not so.
If she was so comfortable to say such a comment, who else is saying what?
Tylex Altador is a minister with the church heading the charge against Bartow PD.
She's terminated because she received a death letter. She hasn't been, it hadn't been addressed, the fact that she made references towards our past president as being a guerrilla. Any of her racial biases, that hadn't been discussed in the letter.
Community pressure is one thing, but the nail in Officer Rebus' professional coffin came from State Attorney Brian Haas.
As far as here in Polk County and Highlands County and Hardy County, she won't be a witness in our cases.
The so-called death letter means she can't testify in court. Chief Joe Hall saying in her termination letter, an officer who cannot testify in this circuit is no longer able to fulfill this essential function of the job necessary in order to complete the mission of the Bartow Police Department. Altador believes the officer's firing is simply not enough.
Fresh paint now covers this pillar at Pinnacle High, but remnants of the hateful message can still be seen on the ground. Now Phoenix Police's Bias Crime Unit is investigating who's behind this hateful vandalism, the community finding it despicable.
This was a cornucopia of hate.
Carlos Galindo Elvira with the Anti-Defamation League says community members alerted him about the racist graffiti.
U.S. protesters have taken to the streets of New York City, voicing anger over the increasing incidence of hate crimes in the country. Expressing support for the black community, the protesters slammed the recent killing of a black man by a white supremacist. They also demanded justice for the victim. On Monday, a Baltimore man called James Jackson stabbed to death Timothy Cockman with a sword. Jackson then turned himself in to authorities after the police released a video showing him running while holding the weapon he used to commit the crime. He was charged with a second-degree murder. Authorities said Jackson alleged to have purposely traveled to New York with the intent of killing multiple black men. Hate crimes in the country have seen a sharp rise after the new U.S. president came to power 2 months ago. To discuss that, we're now joined by Dr. Wilma Leon, who is a political scientist, and he's joining us live now from Washington via Skype. Dr. Leon, thanks for joining us. How do you feel about this case? It's certainly quite disturbing that someone would go out purposefully looking to kill black men.
Well, yes, it is incredibly disturbing. Unfortunately, it is not new in terms of the mindset and the ideologies that are being followed, the racist, white supremacist ideologies that are being followed by many in the United States. And a lot of this hatred has now bubbled to the surface as a result of the white supremacist rhetoric that is being articulated by Donald Trump. But not only by Donald Trump, we are seeing a rise in this rhetoric in countries such as France, in Germany, in Denmark, in Austria. There is a global white supremacist problem that is manifesting itself in a lot of Western countries.
I wonder, why is this white supremacy problem arising, especially in the United States? Because I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're an academic yourself. You're a black man, and there are a lot of people in your position, or much higher, in fact, who are also African American. If African Americans are so out there and doing so well in certain places, why is white supremacy still growing?
Well, first of all, we can't confuse the success of individuals with the success of the whole. There are still too many people of color in the United States and around the world that are suffering greatly. But what you find particularly in the United States, with the election of former President Obama, you have a lot of white people in this country that fear that their positions of power, their positions of entitlement are threatened as what they call the browning of America and the browning of the world is continuing to increase. And it's this threat to their perceived authority and security that are bringing out these racist white supremacist perspectives that have been in this country since this country was formed.
The hospital. At last check, he was in critical condition. One person is dead, another wounded after a shooting on the famous Las Vegas Strip. The gunman barricaded himself inside a bus shortly after opening fire near the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Casino. Police were engaged in a standoff with the suspect all afternoon, forcing officers to shut down a busy area in the heart of the city. The gunman eventually surrendered peacefully. No word yet on the suspect's motive.
Multiple arrests being made at a pro-Trump rally in Southern California. It got ugly. Violence erupting at the event as fights broke out, fists flying between Trump supporters and anti-Trump supporters. It gets pretty ugly. One person reportedly pepper sprayed, another person punched in the face, and you can see it all going down there. This rally was part of a series of pro-Trump events held nationwide. So apparently some protesters showed up and got nasty. The president showing his appreciation with this tweet, quote, "Thank you for all of the Trump rallies today. Amazing support. We will all make America great again."
Sorry, you're a homophobe. My bad, dude. Sorry you don't like people because they are who they are. Yeah.
Hey, keep begging him on. I got video.
Yeah.
Second to...
You're a homophobe. Yeah, right? They're cute, aren't they? They're cute. They're cute as shit. Let's go.
Your wife's pussy smells. Fuck white supremacy! Fuck white supremacy! Fuck white supremacy! That's assault! Don't push with it! Fuck you, bro! Fuck you, bro! You fucking woman hater! You fucking woman, you pussy! You fucking pussy! You're off the fucking field! Bitch! Hey, bro, is this your phone? Give me a spray. What happened?
According to Speed Sport magazine, racing veteran David Steele was killed when he was tangled with lap traffic and crashed his number 33 car. He was driving in the Southern Sprint Car Shootout Series event. The DeSoto Speedway is located on State Road 64 in Bradenton.
Now, we looked into this case. The suspect's name is Thomas Elliott Stanford. He's 40 years old, from Virginia City, Mississippi. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi has been looking for him for a few days. The victim, Jerry Kirkendall, was last seen on March 3rd on store security video. He was strangled to death, according to police, and placed in a non-working freezer of his rental home.
Police have identified the victim, who didn't survive, as 13-year-old Rami Pierre Luis. The teenager and a friend fell 50 feet from a 3-story apartment building on Friday night. Police say the teens may have been trying to jump from building to building. The second teenager suffered injuries to his pelvis and is currently recovering.